I always had a passion for travel, and with newfound wealth, I embarked on a solo journey around the world. From the pyramids of Egypt to the bustling streets of Morocco, my adventures had been filled with wonder and excitement. But little did I know that my greatest horror awaited me in the heart of Lebanon. It was a sweltering night when I arrived at the airport. The air hung heavy with anticipation as I stepped out into the chaotic streets of Beirut. The city buzzed with energy, vibrant and alive. I had heard tales of Lebanese culture, its rich history and warm hospitality. But on this night, I would experience a different side of Lebanon, a dark and twisted reality. I hadn't arranged a chaperone, thinking I could navigate the city on my own. How foolish was I? The pickup area outside the airport was a frenzy of activity, a melting pot of people from all walks of life. Amidst the chaos, a man approached me, his eyes scanning the crowd with an intensity that made me uneasy. He asked for a cigarette, and I obliged, thinking nothing of it. But as we stood there, smoking in the midst of the bustling crowd, something felt off. He had an air of expectation, as if he were waiting for the right moment. He paced up and down like an expectant father, and then he asked a question that will seal my fate. Do you need a ride? I hesitated at first, but the exhaustion from my long journey and the allure of convenience got the better of me. He pointed to a vehicle with a taxi logo, assuring me that he was a legitimate driver. Against my better judgment, I accepted his offer, unaware of the nightmare that awaited me. As the car pulled away from the airport, the atmosphere inside grew suffocating. The seats were worn and stained, the stench of stale smoke clinging to every surface. The man's features now seemed distorted in the dimly lit interior. The shadows danced across his face. I tried making conversation, desperate to break the oppressive silence. But he remained silent, his gaze fixed on the road ahead. The passing scenery gradually transformed from bustling cityscape to desolate wasteland. I felt a knot of unease tightening in my gut as the familiar landmarks disappeared, leaving us isolated in the vast unknown. The minutes turned into an eternity, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was horribly wrong. I mustered the courage to question our destination, but my words were met with an eerie silence. Fear mingled with confusion, and a sense of impending doom settled over me like a suffocating fog. My heart raced as the car veered off the main road, hurtling into the darkness. I knew then that this was not the way to my hotel. Panic gripped me as I realized the true nature of my situation. I was trapped in a car with a stranger whose intentions were unknown, hurtling towards an unknown fate. My pleas for answers grew desperate, my voice trembling with fear, but the man remained silent, his hands gripping the steering wheel with an iron grip. The car picked up speed, hurtling through winding roads that seemed to lead to nowhere. The world outside blurred into a nightmarish haze, each passing moment intensifying my fear. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, the man's intentions became horrifyingly clear. Stopping abruptly in the middle of nowhere, he reached under the passenger seat and retrieved a small green canister, a container of petrol. I gasped, my mind racing to understand the nightmare unfolding before me. He intended to set the car ablaze, to engulf us both in a fiery inferno. The car became a suffocating prison, the smell of gasoline permeating the air, choking my every breath. Panic surged through my veins, and instinct took over. I had to fight for my life, for any chance of escape from this twisted man. Summoning all the strength in my body, I launched myself at the driver. Our bodies colliding in a frantic struggle for control. Our limbs entwined, we fought in the confined space of the car like two wild animals. Adrenaline coursed through my veins, numbing the pain as the blows rained down upon me. I refused to relent, driven by an instinctual survival instinct. With a surge of desperation, I managed to wrestle the canister from his grip, its contents spilling over me and onto the car's interior. Fear and determination fueled my actions as I fumbled for the door handle. With trembling hands, I pushed open the door and stumbled out into the night. The sight of the petrol-soaked car sent shockwaves through me. I knew that any spark could ignite the volatile liquid, transforming the car into a fiery tomb. I ran, fueled by the terror that threatened to consume me. The night was alive with whispers, as if the unseen forces reveled in my fear. Eventually, I stumbled upon a desolate road, illuminated by flickering lights of a nearby motel. Desperation urged me forward as I burst through the entrance, my breath ragged, my body trembling. The receptionist looked up, her eyes widening in alarm at the state I was in. I relayed my harrowing ordeal, my voice trembling with the terror that clung to me like a second skin. The receptionist called the authorities, promising that they would investigate the deranged taxi driver and his sinister plot. For the first time since that fateful ride, a glimmer of hope flickered within me. Days turned into nights as I secluded myself in the safety of my room, haunted by the memories of that nightmarish journey. The police conducted their investigation, but the driver and his car remained elusive, vanishing into the darkness. With a heavy heart, I made the decision to leave Lebanon behind. The scars of that night ran deep, and I needed time to heal, to rebuild the shattered fragments of my sense of security. I boarded a plane, carrying the weight of my experience with me, forever changed by the horrors I had witnessed. As I share this tale with you, let it serve as a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected corners of our world. Trust your instincts, remain vigilant, for darkness can strike when we least expect it. May you never find yourself in the clutches of such a nightmare, and may your journeys be filled with light and safety.